fun friends. This is Janet with Funtography Makes. I thought I would come on and do a little coloring tutorial, kind of talk through it a little bit. I am going to be using this Hero Arts Out of This World stamp set. Out of This World Christmas is what it's fully called. And I decided it would be really fun to make a pink Santa, so that's what I'm going to do. And I have 3 colors. So my suggestion, if you're starting with markers, you don't need the 3 colors. So I've got a dark, a medium, and a light. You can always do 2 colors. So either like your dark and medium and leave out the highlight, and you can always like kind of blend out a little bit. There's a blending marker. It's the 0 marker. Do I have it close by? Yeah, I do. This is like the blending marker. And that's how I started. I basically bought every color set I wanted. So for example, to do a Caucasian skin tone, I started with these 2 markers. And then when I had more money and I could add to it, I bought this one. So see how I have a dark, a medium, and a light. So that's how I started collecting markers. I still use 2 markers sometimes. So like for example, these 2, G24 and G21, are my greens. And I like these greens and they work fine. So that's how I started collecting my markers. Same with the reds. Here, I got reds here too. I have a dark and a light. And actually, I wonder if it'd be easier to see these like kind of scribbled out. Let me move this really quick. So like for example, with my reds, this is R29 and this is R24. But you can see the difference there, right? And then if I wanted to go a step lighter, I don't know where that marker is. Do I? Yeah, I do. I have this one, which is R22. It's a little bit more pinky than red, but as you can see, the R24 kind of transitions into that. But there, I have 3 different reds. But like you can tell, like you don't need that red. I often just use the 2 reds. Here, same for the green. This is like a medium tone green. And then I got my lighter tone green. And honestly, these are a little bit close together. Oh, see, it dried down so you can see it a little better. But like, see how they're similar in tone, but so I don't know what my next color would be. G, let's see. I don't know if I have another darker G, to be honest. No, I think that's pretty much what I use. I don't know how many markers I have. I have a medium-sized collection. I don't have all the colors. I don't need all the colors. I find I have more brown color than anything else. Oh, I have another darker red too. So like this is a dark green, but it's a little bit more blue. But those three would work together. And then I have, let's see, a darker red. Where are you? So like you can even go this way and get rid of this pink and do these 3 colors, which would be these 3. But I guess it depends on what kind of colors you like. And this marker is a mess. Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyways, that's how I started with my markers and decided on how to pick colors and stuff. So if you're looking to buy alcohol-based markers, that might be a good starting point. You know, buy 2 tones that are, you know, similar, but you got a step up and a step down. Okay, so for my pinks, I'm using R85, R83, and R81. And I start with my darkest areas and move to my lightest areas. There's lots of tutorials. I am not an expert. I just learn by doing. Sometimes my projects turn out great, sometimes not so much. We'll find out what today's gonna be. But I start with my shadow areas. So anything that I think would be dark, I wonder if I should have hit this with my heat gun. I also think blending also depends on your paper. This isn't the most expensive paper. I just get this from Walmart. I don't mind it, but the ink sometimes sits on top of the paper. And I guess that's another point I should make, is that you always want to use a archival ink. So this is a permanent black ink, and it's a waterproof ink, acid-free dye ink. So this is nice. I like this one. I also use Gina K's ink, and hers is also a acid-free archival, fade resistant and waterproof. It works with alcohol markers, colored pencils, and watercolors. So I believe this is a dye ink too. So yeah, it's important that you pick an ink that isn't gonna bleed. I find like this one, my VersaFine Onyx, it's an oil-based pigment, and this one bleeds out on me. I can't use alcohol markers with this one, but I can use this for watercoloring. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest this one. But this is great for fine details and like things you're not adding water to, or adding any kind of, or not water, adding alcohol markers to. Okay, I'm sorry. So there we go. Let's continue. So I just kind of guess where my shadows are going to be. You know, and you can always stamp it out again if you don't like it, obviously. So my light source is coming from this side of my paper. So as you can see, I'm making this the dark side and that the light side. So we'll continue through. Okay. So now I'm going to use my medium marker and blend some of this out. I go right over the dark marker that I use so that it kind of picks it up and softens it. And I try to make like interesting shapes. If you're really good, people can get pleats and all kinds of stuff. I'm not quite there yet. I play with it. Sometimes it works out for me, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna make this over here. Okay. I'm gonna increase that a little more. Bring this out more. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with my lightest. But as you can see, you can build all of that. You can add more alcohol marker on the darker side. But I'm going to add my highlight color. I'm going to go over all of the other colors here to blend them out nice so that there's no like weird lines. Okay, and there you have him. He's pretty cool. So I'm going to finish up the details and I'll come back on.